Alright, I hope that everyone is having a great holiday season so far. Today is the biggest day of the holiday season, if you ask me at least. So yeah, I hope that everyone who celebrates has a very Merry Christmas, and hey, one of y'all's days is gonna get a whole lot better since today is the day of the giveaway, and it's gonna be introduced with this holiday adventure to the Journey to Save Christmas. Let's get started here. And we're starting with Chapter 1, Not What Christmas is About. Deadpool announces that the journey to find Santa Claus has begun. This upsets Warlock since Deadpool promised he would help find a snowman, and this still hasn't happened yet. The tension boils over and a battle breaks out. And yeah, that's just not the best start to Christmas. So yeah, now we have this Deadpool boss here, and fun fact about Deadpool, he is very annoying if you run Resonate. Now I know that I'm in the minority when it comes to running Resonate. I kind of just had it on for one Alliance War tactic, and then I forgot to take it off, and it's kind of just been there ever since. And I've been too lazy and unit stingy to even consider taking it off. But you know what, man? It's there, and it's kind of helpful for some champions. 100%, for example, like Sentry, but yeah, it's also very annoying for some champions like Domino and Deadpool X-Force. So yeah, at minimum, it's kind of a cool mastery, but it really just has its problems. But this matchup is one that Warlock can take very well. He does have access to heal block with the infection, so the danger of aggression regen is just taken away because of his base ability. So yeah, overall, a very straightforward node and a very straightforward boss that is a bit more annoying than it should be because of the mastery setup that I have. That's just how it is, man. It is what it is. You hate to see these two fighting, but it's almost done at least. But yeah, it's overall though, Warlock, great for countering this regen, and the fight is over. So now we have Chapter 1 continued. Sunspot breaks things up and says this is not what Christmas is about. It's about always being positive and having fun with friends. Then it hit Sunspot. He knows a friend that might be the closest thing to a Battle Realm snowman. I wonder who he's talking about there. But now we continue into Chapter 2, which is Brotherhood of Bad Spirit. Sunspot tells Deadpool about the plan to find Redacted, and Deadpool likes what he hears. They venture off to the area where you can usually find the X-Men. Just one problem though. The Brotherhood of Mutants paid a visit to that spot as well. Just the sight of these guys was enough to upset Warlock, who wastes no time and attacks them. So now we got the battle between Warlock and Sauron, Toad, and Omega Red. Starting off with Toad here, yeah, this is on a node where whenever the opponent has a DOT on them, he gains like plus 200% attack rating, so it goes crazy, like really fast. And yeah, it's gonna be a quick matchup. These matchups are all pretty dang fast just because Warlock is such a monster when there are attack enhancement nodes, cause his crit damage rating is just through the roof. And yeah, right there, 77,000 on that hit right there, and a 53,000 relic attack. Absolutely absurd numbers, right? Now we have the Sauron, which if you thought it couldn't get any faster, boy are you wrong, because we have this 18-second Warlock fight, which is just absolutely absurd. Here we go in, we drop the heavy attack one more time, and then one more SP2 should do the trick, and there you go, 18 seconds. Now we have Chapter 3, Can I Get a Snowman? A little throwback to Dave over there. But yeah, the battle continues between the trio and the Brotherhood. All of a sudden, a beam of ice hits Omega Red. This confuses Warlock, but Sunspot and Deadpool are ecstatic. They know exactly who this is. The Battle Realm Snowman himself, Iceman. So is there a Battle Realm Snowman? You could ask a lot of people, and I feel like they'll say that Iceman is the Battle Realm Snowman, but I don't think Iceman knows that, so it might make for some confusing times for sure. But yeah, Iceman is a pretty cool champion in this game, literally. He's a very fun champ to play, and he's just also very reliable, especially against these like bleed fights where whenever Omega Red gets hit, he inflicts a bleed onto us. But if I never told you that, you wouldn't even know it, because Iceman is just immune to bleed straight up, so it'll just never trigger throughout the fight. So yeah, very good for these immunity fights. Very just reliable for questing for sure. He's just a very chill character, like again, literally. Yeah, that's just Iceman for you though. Here we go back in, drop the SP2 in just a second, and yeah, the damage output on the SP2 definitely not bad. 43,000 detonation right there, and the craziest part is that can be increased so much. Like if you get your damage really going by building up like 8 of those frostbites, then yeah, it's gonna be some really wild stuff. So he's just a pretty good damage dealer in some cases, other cases not that good of a damage dealer, but it just depends on the scenario, of course. Here we go back in, we drop the SP1, and this matchup should be over relatively soon. But yeah, here he drops the SP1, we go back in, got some detonations going, so we're going to drop the heavy attack real quick. And yeah, heavy attack damage also pretty solid, so it's going very well so far. But like I said earlier, this was definitely a slow burner fight, but we're about to finish it off anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Here he drops the SP1, so now I go back in. Then we drop the SP2, and yeah, some beautiful crits right there. But now we got Chapter 3 continued. After the battle finishes, Sunspot tells Warlock that he has a surprise for him, and tells him to close his eyes. After a brief moment, Sunspot reveals the Battle Realm Snowman to Warlock. Warlock is ecstatic and feels like he is living a dream. He talks and talks and talks to Iceman, who at this moment is confused obviously, but Sunspot urges him to play along. And yeah, this is the happiest that Sunspot has seen Warlock. But now we have Christmas Encounters, which is like part 2 of this part 2. The trio have one more thing to accomplish this Christmas: find Santa Claus. Deadpool knows exactly where to start. Who has the best idea of where Santa is? An elf, of course. The trio head to Monster Isle. Now we got Christmas Encounters, the elf. At Monster Isle, they encounter the Battle Realm elf, Mole Man. Deadpool asks him about the whereabouts of the Battle Realm Santa Claus, and the answer was one he was not expecting. Mole Man says he knows who he's talking about, and warns them not to venture out any further. This Santa isn't the jolly one we know about, and is a threat towards Christmas spirit. The trio is committed though. They thank Mole Man for his time and venture off. Now we have Christmas Encounters, the Reindeer. Deadpool has an idea of getting 2 things done at once. He needs a sorcerer to teleport them to the location of the Battle Realm Santa, and he knows exactly who can do this. One thing to note about this sorcerer is that he looks somewhat similar to a specific holiday animal. Trio encounter Reindeer, who isn't feeling so festive. Deadpool X-Force gets down to business. After the quick battle, Deadpool calms Reindeer down and asks for the favor. Reindeer was hesitant at first, but he opens a portal after some more convincing by Deadpool. And yeah, I know that was a lot of story without any fight, but now we have one here. We have Deadpool versus Reindeer. This is just a battlegrounds testing ground where it's just like the health pool of a battlegrounds fight. But yeah, Deadpool X-Force is getting a lot of love after his buff because his damage output is a bit absurd. And before anyone says anything, I know he wants to go for the SP2 first, but it's hard to do it versus Reindeer when you have to control the mystical charges by constantly knocking him down. So yeah, for this fight, I think in particular, you want to go for the SP1s here. And the SP1s are still insanely strong without the Daunted, because this damage output is just genuinely crazy, man. Here we go back in, get the super slap, and yeah, one more SP1 should do the trick here. So we go back in, and then we go for a quick little parry into an SP1 one more time, and yeah, the bleeds are just doing so much damage, and that is that. Now we have Christmas Encounters, the Grinch. The trio are so close. As they are approaching the location of Santa, a pumpkin bomb hits Warlock. Deadpool is terrified. He's heard rumors of this before, but he didn't think that it was actually true. It's the Grinch of the Battle Realm. Deadpool's too afraid to battle him, so Sunspot engages instead. He is not stealing Christmas from the trio. So yeah, the Grinch is, of course, Green Goblin, and now we have this quick battle between Sunspot and Green Goblin. It was honestly so fun, deciding who's gonna be, what, when it came to, holiday, I guess, holiday what? Holiday characters, I guess. Yeah, Green Goblin, I think, is the perfect Grinch. And this matchup is a pretty quick one, like I said, but I'm not going to try to use the nodes so much here, so I'll just go for the SP1s, and yeah, the fight will be over soon enough. But yeah, I think Green Goblin is a perfect Grinch because, you know, he's mean, he's green, and that pretty much is the only requirement to be the Grinch, so he gets the job. And he does a very good job at being a Grinch for sure. Here I kind of mess up because I forgot about the Gimp to power gain that Green Goblin gives you, which is super annoying, man. One of the most frustrating abilities in the game. He's such a sneaky good defender, and it's so frustrating. But yeah, they would drop the SP2, and the fight is just over. Now we have Christmas encounters Santa. The trio arrived to the location of Santa. They are now frozen in fear as they realize the truth. The Battle Realm Santa is the Maestro, one of the most dangerous villains in the Battle Realm. Sunspot tells Warlock to look away as he'll need to do something that'll crush Warlock's dreams. So now we have the final fight here. We have Sunspot versus Maestro. Yeah, this one is the iconic, you know, whenever people think of like Santa Claus in Mcoc, they think of Maestro just because, you know, the beard, the very big appearance also. But yeah, we have a very beefy Maestro fight here, like almost 500,000 health. And Maestro's not an easy fight. He got buffed, I think like what, over a year ago, and yeah, he's been very annoying ever since, and he's pretty hard to take down with like anyone that isn't a Mystic champion. And Sunspot, he knows this, and he's gonna try to make it work regardless, because if he doesn't solo this fight, Christmas is just ruined, and that can't happen, especially when Warlock is, you know, such a cute little guy that doesn't want his dreams crushed. So yeah, here we go for the SP1 decks, and now it's time to start knocking him down so we can get rid of those charges that he has. So here we drop the SP3 to refund our charges, and yeah, one more SP2 should like hopefully do the trick. But like I said, the glancing is a bit frustrating to deal with, and otherwise, yeah, it'd be a pretty straightforward fight. But man, that glancing, the energy damage too, it's all pretty dang rough. But we're out of that phase now, so now it's just time to end the fight. Here we dropped the SP2. We got one crit there, but didn't do the job just quite, but that's okay, because one more hit should do it, and it does. So Deadpool and Sunspot need a plan to not only save Christmas, but to keep Warlock happy, and they have an idea. This is the final, which is called Saving Christmas. Sunspot tells Warlock news that cheers him up. He tells Warlock that the Battle Realm Santa has allowed them to be the Santa for this year. This excites Warlock and puts him right back into the holiday spirit. The trio go around the Battle Realm, handing out gifts to the champions that made the nice list. The holiday spirit is off the charts in the Battle Realm now. The trio notice a peculiar item in the bag of gifts though, a crystal, a 7-star Nexus. The trio decide that they should give this to a lucky summoner, but who is it? The trio presents Manpreet a 7-star Nexus crystal, and yeah, just hit me up in the comments, give me one way to like, you know, message you via Line, Discord, whatever, like whatever social media site, and you will get the 7-star Nexus crystal. So congratulations on winning it. There was a ton of entries, and I'm definitely doing more giveaways like as soon as tomorrow, so yeah, stay tuned for that. But we also have one more present from the trio. We have a 6-star relic crystal to Robe 5391. So yeah, be sure to give me a way to hit you up, and I will definitely do that. And yeah, for all the other summoners, the trio, and I, thank you for watching this video, and we wish you a happy holiday. And that's going to be it for this video. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the giveaway on this narrative showcase. I love making these videos, and I will keep on doing it throughout 2025. And yeah, that's about it for me.